Twilight Zone Tuesday. We're talking about Season 1, Episode 17, called The Fever. We open in Vegas. Flora and Franklin Gibbs won an all-expenses-paid vacation for two to a Vegas hotel. Rod Serling, last week I got a couple of comments that said it sounded like I was saying Sterling. I swear I know what I'm talking about. Rod Serling tells us that one of them is about to succumb to the fever. What a strange way to say gambling addiction. Mrs. Gibbs is having the time of her life while Mr. Gibbs is being a wet blanket. He says that gambling is a miserable, terrible waste of time, which is funny because that's actually how I feel about Vegas. Flora tries to put a nickel into a slot machine, and Franklin goes off about how she is wasting their money. Look, I hate gambling, but damn, let the woman enjoy herself. A drunk man gives Franklin $1 and basically forces him to put it into a slot machine, and he wins what looks like a couple bucks, but he is not going to be immature and put it back into the slot machine. No, he is going to take it and he's going to walk away, which he does, but then he hears the slot machine calling his name. Later that night, they're asleep in bed in two separate beds, which I feel like just seems so wholesome for Vegas. And the money that he won starts calling his name. Now, he says that he can't keep this money because it came from gambling. That's beneath him. So he is going to put it back in the machine to get rid of it. Totally mature and rational. So he puts all of the money back into the machine and he walks away, right? No. He goes and cashes a check to get more money from the machine 3 different times. Now, Flora is pleading with him to stop, and he loses his shit on her, and he, in front of everyone, is yelling at her and calls her a shrew. He's playing at this machine all night, and then it malfunctions, and he says that it took his $1. He gets pissed, tips it over, and security takes him out and puts an out of order sign on the slot machine. He's laying in bed like a crazy person, going off about how the machine was just about to pay out and it malfunctioned on purpose because it's not a machine, it's an entity, it thinks for itself. He starts hearing his name, so he opens the door and the slot machine is coming for him. Now that's Vegas. Flora obviously doesn't see any of this. The machine keeps coming at him, and he backs up and falls out a window. As he's laying on the ground, dead, the machine coughs up $1 and it rolls to his hand. Love it. I thought this was such a great episode. It allowed me to make fun of men again, and I felt like it made Vegas look really wholesome, but again, this was the 60s, so it was different then. And the bar in the casino was called Oasis, which way more wholesome than the bars that you see. It didn't say cunt pit or whatever, although I think I would go to a bar called the Cunt Pit. I read that because it was called Oasis, that put them in a Vegas hotel called the Dunes, which obviously isn't around anymore, but they were supposed to be in the Dunes. This was inspired by Rod Serling himself going on a trip to Vegas to celebrate signing the Twilight Zone, and he just kept losing. So this slot machine is actually used in 2 other Twilight Zone episodes, A Nice Place to Visit and The Prime Mover, so it'll be fun to see this slot machine as a paid actor in 2 other episodes when we get to them. Make sure you subscribe so you can see more thoughts on the Twilight Zone episodes. I am doing a run through of 1 episode a week. And if you have any fun facts or behind the scenes of this episode that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments because we all love the Twilight Zone.